Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old Ballgame.
This is Apba Brian, and we're going to, over the next couple of weeks, play a Apba Classics tournaments strictly with the Deadball era teams. And today's first game will be a play-in game. There are 10 teams in the Apba tournament, and those 10 teams will be made into an 8-team double elimination tournament that's going to require two play-in games. And today's first play-in game will be the 1909 Detroit Tigers. They'll be playing the 1912 New York Giants. Here are your starting lineups for the Tigers. Owen Bush is at shortstop. David Kangaroo Jones will be playing left field. Ty Cobb in center field. Wahoo Sam Crawford is in right field. George Moriarty will be playing third base. Jim Delahaney at second base. Tom Jones at first base. Oscar Stanage is the catcher. And George Mullen is on the mound, grade A pitcher, Y modifier. For the New York Giants, they'll be leading off with Josh DeVore in center field. Fred Snodgrass, left field. Larry Doyle at second base. Red Murray is the right fielder. Fred Merkel at first base. Buck Herzog at third. Chief Myers is the catcher. Art Fletcher, shortstop. And Christy Mathewson is the pitcher. Grade A, Y, and ZZ control. We're ready to get this tournament started. Owen Bush leads off for Detroit. 34 is a fly ball to Josh DeVore in center field for the first out. That'll bring up Davy Jones, who was possibly the only friend of Ty Cobb on the team. Cobb was hard to get along with. 8 is going to be against an A pitcher, a pop-up to the third baseman, Buck Herzog. 2 away. And here is Ty Cobb. Cobb won his first batting title at 20 years of age, hit .350, and then he went on to win 9 consecutive titles. 854. So fly ball to right field, Red Murray, and the Tigers go 3 up, 3 down in the first. Bottom of the first, no score. Leading off for New York is Josh DeVore. Very fast center fielder. Here's, get this focus. All right, 65 is going to be a pop-up to the catcher, Oscar Stanage. 1 away. Fred Snodgrass. 65 is also a pop-up to the catcher. And Larry Doyle. 22 is going to be a first base hit of the game. Laffy Larry is on. Fast base runner. We're using basic boards. Each team is fielding column 2, but we have the master ratings for stealing, so that's what we go with. B24 stealer for Larry Doyle, and Mullen is a +1 to his favor, holding. Stanage's arm is +1, so that's 2. Okay, Doyle's not going to be going, but here's Fred Murray. 1-3 is a base on balls. First and second with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Fred Merkel. 22, that's going to be a 7 against an A. That would be a single to left field. one runner scores and the other goes to third. So New York breaks out on top first, like a 1-0 lead. That might be all they need with Christy Matheson on the mound. There's Buck Herzog. 33 is a 8 against an 8. It's going to be a flyout to the right fielder, Sam Crawford. Ends the inning, but the Giants score 1 on 2 hits. We go to the top of the second, 1-0, New York. Sam Crawford leads off the second for Detroit. Hall of Fame. Right fielder. Sometimes he had a very good arm, but sometimes he played center field because Ty Cobb and the left fielder who was sometimes George Moriarty, he's playing third base. They did not get along together, so they had to be separated. But Davy Jones is playing left field, so Cobb's in center, Crawford's in right. Here's the pitch. 51 is a 10 against the grade A. That's going to be a base hit for Sam Crawford. Average speed at first, but B25 on steals. And let's see their ability to hold. And Matheson's hold 1, and he's a catcher's +3, so take 4 off that. B21. Moriarty is going to hit and run. There goes Crawford. 16 is a ground out to the shortstop. Crawford goes to second, and there is 1 down. Jim Delahaney. He is one of 5 brothers that played professional baseball. The best one was, he was pretty good, but his brother Ed, who died tragically in 1903 in a drowning, was a really good player. All right, we got 1 out, runner on second. 43 is a ground ball, weak ground ball to the first baseman, pitcher covering, and the runner goes to third. Two away. Tom Jones, the first baseman. 64 is a 41. Okay, the infield's playing deep. The runner is picked off third, catcher to third. So that will be 2-5, and that's the end of the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 New York. That was probably not unusual in the dead ball area because they really majored on stealing home quite a bit. Not a lot, but I mean much more than today. Here is Chief Myers leading off the bottom of the third for New York. Bottom of the second for New York. They're up by 1. 31 is a pop out to the third baseman, Moriarty. 1 down. Art Fletcher. That's a fly ball to center field. Ty Cobb is under it and makes the catch that brings up the pitcher, Christy Mathewson. 21, that's a fly ball to right field. Sam Crawford is under it and makes the catch. We go to the top of the third. New York 1, Detroit 0. Since this is a wild card game, it's an elimination game for either team. And it is being played at the Polo Grounds, which I saw one time when I was a kid. We were on a train riding to upstate New York, and you could see Yankee Stadium on one side of the train, and quickly move the other side of the train. You could see the Polo Grounds. Here's the pitch to Tom Jones, 22. That's a base hit for Tom Jones. So the Tigers have a leadoff runner on base, C26 stealer, average speed at first. The catcher, Oscar Stanage. That's going to be a double play ball, short to second to first. And very quickly, there's 2 outs. The Tigers have had 2 hits, but so far, Christy Mathewson has faced the minimum. There's the pitcher, Mullen, and that's going to be a ground ball to third base. Buck Herzog is up with it, throws to first. 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 New York. And we're at the top of the Giants order, Josh DeVore. 61 is a 40. It's going to be a foul ball. Another foul ball, strike 2. And another foul ball, but this time it's caught by the catcher. 1 down. Fred Snodgrass. He's unfortunately known for, quote unquote, the $30,000 error in the 1912 World Series in the deciding game in the 10th inning. Here's the pitch to Snodgrass. 52 is a ball hit on the ground to the third baseman. Snodgrass is retired 5-3. 2 down. Larry Doyle. That's a base hit for Larry Doyle, and he is 2 for 2. 330 hitter in 1912. Chance to steal is B22, and I think he is going to give it a shot. Red Murray's at bat with 2 outs. Doyle's on first. There he goes. 45. That's going to be just barely. Nope, he's out. Just barely out by 1 number. 2-4. And that's the end of the 3rd inning. We go to the top of the 4th. New York 1, Detroit 0. Top of the order, Owen Bush leads off. Just don't call him a bush leaguer. 224 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Christy Mathewson. Throws over to Merkel. There's 1 down. Davy Jones. 25 is a roll. That's a base hit for Jones. Ty Cobb. 377 in 1909. 1-4 is a fly ball to the left fielder, Fred Snodgrass. 2-0. Wahoo Sam Crawford. And that's a roll of 51. And that's going to be a base hit. Single to right center. The base runner goes to third. He's got a chance. Crawford has a chance to steal, but with first and third and 2 outs, he's not going to do it. George Moriarty. 51 is that's a 10. But that's going to be a fly out against the A pitcher, fly out the right field. And that ends the Tigers' 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 1-0 New York. All right, Red Murray will lead off for the Giants. 51 is a base hit for Red Murray. B28, B26 possibility of stealing. Fred Merkel, 309 hitter. He's going to hold. Try to get the ball in the air. 64 is 41. Runner on first. That is a fielder's choice. Okay, 6-4. And the runner is injured. That's Murray. He will be out for 2 games. Timeout. Okay, Bills Becker will come in to take Murray's place when we go out in the field. So Merkel's at first base in the fielder's choice. Pretty athletic first baseman. He was a big first baseman for those days, 6'1", 190. But a fast runner, C29 stealer. I think he will maybe give it a shot. Let's see. C29. 11 through 53 is his chance to be safe. He is safe. Merkel steals second. Scoring position for Buck Herzog. One roll, that's a 6. You don't see too many 6-1s. All right, 6 is against the A is going to be a double to left center, and the runner will score. New York 2-0. Chief Myers is the batter. 22, that's a 7. That's going to be a single to right field, and scores Herzog. 3-0, New York. Art Fletcher, they're kind of tough. You have George Mullen here. He won 20 or more games 5 times for Detroit. Pitch to Art Fletcher. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a high pop fly to the second baseman, Jim Delahaney. And there are 2 outs. Brings up the pitcher, Christy Mathewson. Served as a captain during World War I. 46 is a ground ball back to Moriarty, 1-3. That ends the 4th inning. We go to the top of the 5th. New York 3, Detroit 0. Delahaney will lead off the top of the 5th. Let's see. Roll is 46. It's going to be a ground ball back to Mathewson. 1-3, 1 out. Tom Jones, 31, is a 9. That's going to be a round out to the shortstop. 63. Oops, my apologies. Knocked the camera over. All right, that should be okay. Now that we got Oscar Stanage. 1-1, that's a hit column roll. 62 is a 6. That's going to be a double for Oscar Stanage. Detroit is not going to pitch out for the pitcher Mullen. He's a good pitcher, though he struggled today. But he was a 262 career batter, so he could swing the bat. Here's Matheson's pitch. 44 is an 8. Right on second. That's going to be a ground out to third base. 5-3. We're at the bottom of the 5th. New York still leads 3-0. Mullen goes back out to the mound, and he will face the top of the New York order, Josh DeVore. 1-1 roll is a hit column roll. And 66, that could be, it might be, it is out of here a home run for Josh DeVore. And it is now 4-0 for New York. And in this dead ball era, horses might be out of the barn. Fred Snodgrass. 44, that's a fly ball to center field. Nope, that's not a fly ball to center field. That's going to be a pop up to third base. Moriarty makes the catch, and there's one out. Larry Doyle. Doyle is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 41 is a ground ball hit on the ground to the second baseman, Jim Delahaney. He throws over to Tom Jones at first. 4-3, 2 outs. Here's Beals Becker, who came in to replace the injured Red Murray. And 43 is the roll. That's a ground ball to the pitcher, 1-3. We go to the top of the 6th, New York 4, Detroit nothing. Owen Bush, the top of the order for Detroit. 44 is a fly ball. Nope, it's going to be a pop up to third. 1 away. Davy Jones, 63, is a fly ball to center field. Josh DeVore makes the catch. 2 outs. Here's Ty Cobb, who was 0 for 2. Flied out both times. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll. And 1-2 is going to be a double for Ty Cobb. A 2-out double. And Wahoo Sam Crawford comes to bat. 62 is a 40 with a runner on second. That's going to be a fly out the right field. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-0 New York. Fred Merkle will lead off for the Giants. 45 is a 14. That's going to be a walk. He has a stolen base in the game. He's 1 for 2, scored a run. Buck Herzog. They're going to hit and run. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a line drive to the shortstop, caught by Bush, and he's going to throw quickly over to first base. That picks off Merkle, who is running on the play. So 6 to retire Herzog, and 63 to get Bush. That's to get Merkle. That's 2 outs. Chief Myers. 42 is a 9 against the A pitcher. Ground out to shortstop. Top of the 7th, 4-0 New York. Okay, George Moriarty will lead off the top of the 7th inning. 23 is a ground ball to second base. 4-3, 1 out. Jim Delahaney. 64 is a 36. That's going to be a ball. 1-4 is a 30. That's a fly ball to Davy Jones in left field. Wait a minute. Fred Snodgrass in left field. That's 2 outs. Tom Jones. 63 is a fly ball to center field. Josh DeVore. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 4-0. New York. In basic Apba, if a pitcher pitches 8 scoreless innings, an A pitcher, his grade cannot be reduced, but the A pitcher doesn't get a grade advancement either. So in the bottom of the 7th, we have at the bottom of the order, Art Fletcher, Christy Mathewson, and then to the top of the order. Mullen is still in there for Detroit. Here's the pitch to Art Fletcher. 42 is a 23. That's going to be an error on the center fielder, Ty Cobb. Fast runner. Christy Mathewson will probably sacrifice. No outs. Is square around the bunt. 1-4 is a bunt fielded by the third baseman. He throws to the second baseman covering him. Sacrifice is good. 5-4. Fletcher goes to second base. 1 down. And back to the top of the order for Josh DeVore. 52 is the roll. 27 is a ground ball to, nope, it's got a Y modifier, so DeVore's a strikeout. So he is 1 for 4. He has a home run in the game. There are 2 outs. Fred Snodgrass. 33 is a 8. Runner on second. That's going to be ground out to third base. 5-3. That's 3 outs. Top of the 8th. 4-0. New York. Oscar Stanage. 53 is a 18 in column 2. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, Art Fletcher. Let's put a Tiger on first base. George Mullen will be the hitter, 262 hitter. See, Stanage is not his average speed. Pitch to Mullen. It's at a 45. That's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. 21 is a fly ball to right field. Beals Becker is under and makes the catch. 1 down. Owen Bush. 33 is an 8. Runners out of first. 3-2 pitcher. Standings goes to second, and there are 2 down. Davy Jones. 24 is a ground ball to third, or Y. It's got a Y modifier, so it's a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 4-0 New York. Laughing Larry Doyle will lead off for the New York Giants. They're up by 4. .34 is a fly ball to center field. Caught by Ty Cobb, 1 away. Beals Becker. 55 is going to be a pop out to third base. 2 outs. Niels Becker's 0 for 2. Fred Merkle. That is a ground ball to third base. We go to the top of the ninth. New York 4, Detroit nothing. So after 8 consecutive scoreless innings, Matheson's grade would be advanced if he was not an A. If he was a B, it would advance to A. The leadoff hitter for Detroit is Ty Cobb. Cobb is 1 for 3 with a double. 64 is going to be an 8 against an A. That's going to be pop out to third base. 1 out. Sam Crawford, 32, is a ground ball to second base. Laurie Doyle is up with it, throws over to Fred Merkle, and there are 2 away. And George Moriarty is the hitter. 34. Fly ball center field. Josh DeVore is under it and makes the catch. That closes out the first wild card game, won by the New York Giants 4-0 over the 09 Tigers. We'll be back with a wrap-up. In this game, the Detroit Tigers scored no runs on 6 hits and 1 error. And the New York Giants scored 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. They got the scoring started early in the first inning with a run, and then 2 in the fourth, and a home run by Josh DeVore in the 5th inning closed out the scoring for New York. The star of the game would be Christy Mathewson. 9 innings pitched, no earned runs, 6 hits, 1 strikeout, and no walks. Thanks for joining me for this first game of the Deadball era tournament. The Deadball division wildcard game 2 will be played tomorrow. It'll be between the 1920 Brooklyn Dodgers against the 1917 Chicago White Sox. The Giants move on today. They're going to, when we get to the winners bracket, we'll have the 15 Red Sox at home against the Giants, and White Sox and Dodgers will be playing for the right to play the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates. Good night, and God bless.